Welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely pumped for this one. We're diving into EP 293, Movies, Music, and the AI Privacy and Security Weekly Update for May 26, 2026. Right now, we are witnessing some monumental, earth-shattering shifts in artificial intelligence. It's completely reshaping Hollywood, it's rewriting the rules of the music industry, and ultimately, it's shaking the very foundation of our digital security. These are massive tectonic shifts, and today, we're going to connect the dots across all of them, so let's get right into it.
We have a seriously packed roadmap today. We're going to kick things off with the glitz and glamour of the entertainment industry, looking at Cannes and the music business. Then we'll peel back the layers to see how those exact same AI forces are slamming into the job market, shaking up big tech, and finally creeping into the cloud servers that actually hold our data.
All right, part one. AI takes center stage as Hollywood and music adapt.
Okay, so if you've been following the news out of the Cannes Film Festival this year, you've probably noticed a massive vibe shift. Seriously, the conversation has pivoted practically overnight. It's gone from this outright panic about everyone losing their creative jobs to a cautious, almost inevitable acceptance of AI. Actress Demi Moore actually hit the nail on the head. She basically said that filmmakers and actors are just going to have to learn how to work alongside AI rather than resist it. Because, let's be real, the tech isn't just some cute novelty anymore. It is walking the red carpet. It is firmly embedded in the production pipeline, and the real divide we're seeing now is simply between the people learning to shape the machine and the people just hoping it somehow disappears.
And to really put that into perspective, look at this independent AI action film called Hellgrind that premiered near Cannes. This perfectly illustrates the new reality. Get this, out of its $500,000 budget, a massive $400,000 went purely to AI compute costs. I mean, wow. Generating a 95-minute film in just 2 weeks isn't just pushing a magic make movie button. The creators still had to use traditional filmmaking principles, lighting, lenses, editing, but they had to translate all those human skills into these massive 3,000-word prompts just to keep the characters and the physics from falling apart. So moving forward in Hollywood, knowing how to actually direct the machine, that's going to be the most valuable creative skill you can have.
Now, the music industry is staring down that exact same disruption. Spotify and Universal Music Group just struck a huge licensing deal, and it's a total game changer because instead of fighting endless, exhausting copyright battles over AI-generated songs, they're just bringing the tools in-house. They are literally going to allow premium fans to create their own AI covers and remixes of participating UMG artists. It's wild. The big takeaway here? The music industry has realized it's no longer about stopping AI songs from existing, it's all about who controls the tech, who collects the royalties, and who captures the audience's attention.
Which brings us to part two, the evolving job market, going from actors to engineers.
So this is the absolutely critical question we have to ask ourselves. If AI is out there doing the filming and doing the singing, what happens to everyone else? As these highly visible AI products like full-action movies and custom song covers take over the spotlight, how is this reshaping the everyday corporate environment and the folks who used to do the white-collar and technical work behind the scenes?
Well, economists are noticing something super fascinating. Initially, there were these huge fears of massive, overnight job destruction. But OpenAI CEO Sam Altman recently came out and said he was, quote, delighted to be wrong about AI just instantly wiping out entry-level office jobs. Instead, we're seeing what economists are calling a low-hire, low-fire market. Basically, companies are reorganizing tasks inside the jobs that already exist, rather than just firing people outright. But the catch is, it makes it incredibly difficult for new job seekers to actually get a foot in the door.
And meanwhile, if you look at the tech sector itself, morale is just plummeting. Big players like Microsoft, Amazon, and Meta are using AI as both a real tool for restructuring and, honestly, a convenient excuse for broader cost-cutting. In big tech hubs like Seattle, we're seeing ambition literally being replaced by anxiety and survivor guilt. It's gotten to the point where the very people building this stuff, influential AI leaders like Elon Musk and Dario Amodei, are openly warning that we might need government-funded assistance like universal basic income. They are actively debating how society is going to absorb the massive shockwave their own products are creating.
But amidst all this heavy existential tech disruption, I just love the irony of this next story. Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak recently gave a college commencement speech. And while other speakers lately have been getting booed for hyping up AI, Wozniak actually got a huge round of applause. Why? Because he reminded the graduates that they already possess the most important AI out there, actual intelligence. He told them to think different as they head out into a workforce that is being totally turned upside down by automation. Just a brilliant, grounding piece of advice.
Let's move to part three, Big tech hits and misses, looking at the actual tools fueling all this transition.
So who exactly is building this automated world? And more importantly, how reliable is this tech right now? Well, Apple is clearly gearing up for a massive generative AI renaissance at their upcoming Worldwide Developers Conference. They just registered the subdomain geani.apple.com, and all the signs are pointing to Apple finally giving Siri the massive brain upgrade we've been begging for, reportedly by teaming up with Google's Gemini models. The promise here is a Siri that actually understands your personal context and can genuinely take action inside your apps.
But hey, before we put all our blind faith into these tools, we really need to look at the messy reality. Google just rolled out their new AI overviews in search, and they immediately tripped over some completely basic edge cases. For instance, if you just type the word disregard into search, the AI completely broke. It just politely replied, "Understood, let me know whenever you have a new prompt or question," and then gave the user literally inches of blank whitespace. It's hilarious, but it's also a perfect reminder that despite the billions of dollars being thrown around, actually deploying these tools in the real world is still incredibly clunky.
And that brings us to part 4, the new security frontier, our privacy and cybersecurity update.
This transitions us perfectly into the clandestine, high-stakes world of digital security. Think about it. What happens when these insanely powerful yet obviously sometimes very messy tools start interacting with our sensitive digital infrastructure? Well, let's start with a surprisingly positive twist. Attackers are currently using AI to write these highly polished, terrifyingly professional phishing emails that use legal threats and copyright panic, something folks in film and music know all too well right now. But guess what the best defense is becoming? AI itself. We just saw a fantastic case where a user's AI assistant successfully read a complex scam email and then explained to the human in plain, everyday English exactly why it was a trap. So AI is stepping up as this incredibly useful personal bodyguard.
But of course, there's a flip side. As businesses eagerly hand over more and more autonomous, independent power to AI agents, the risks just multiply. A brand new report from the Cloud Security Alliance is waving a massive red flag about what they call the agentic threat landscape. They highlight 5 dangerous attack paths, and the one that really keeps security folks up at night is called prompt injection. This is where an attacker hides malicious, invisible instructions inside a totally normal-looking document or email. When the autonomous AI agent reads that document to summarize it for you, it silently executes those hidden commands, like leaking your private data or giving the attacker access, and traditional security tools don't even blink because it just looks like the AI doing its job. And if that wasn't concerning enough, the crucial point here is this terrifying number, 23 minutes. Researchers testing Google Cloud found that when a security team spots a breach and deletes a compromised API key to stop the attack, that key can actually stay active in the system for an average of 16 minutes and sometimes up to 23 minutes. That is an eternity in a cyber attack. Attackers can still use those deleted, revoked credentials during that delay to rack up massive, expensive AI compute charges or scrape cache data. In modern cloud setups, hitting the delete button does not mean you are immediately safe.
We are also seeing the very stark reality of software supply chain risk playing out. GitHub just confirmed that unauthorized actors got into roughly 3,800 of their own internal repositories. And how did they do it? It wasn't some crazy, sophisticated hacking sequence from a movie. It happened simply because an employee downloaded a trusted VS Code extension that had been poisoned by attackers. The everyday convenience tools that developers rely on to build our software are now firmly part of the attack's surface. It's like the attackers are walking right through the front door because we handed them the keys.
Finally, rounding out our privacy update today, Trump Mobile confirmed a data exposure affecting their customers. Now, let's be very precise about the facts here. There was no breach of Trump Mobile's actual internal network or their own systems. What happened was a third-party platform provider, someone who just supports their operations, accidentally exposed the data to the open internet. It was actually spotted by independent researchers and YouTubers. And the leak did include customer names, addresses, and phone numbers, though thankfully no financial info was spilled. But it is just yet another perfect example of how your third-party vendors can easily become the weakest link in your data privacy chain.
Wow, we have covered some absolutely incredible ground today. From those massive $500,000 compute budgets generating indie movies in Hollywood and Spotify fans making custom AI song covers, to the subtle, anxious shifts in our daily job security and the hidden, lingering vulnerabilities in the cloud networks we rely on every single day. I really want to leave you with this final thought to ponder as you navigate this rapidly shifting landscape. The technology is already here. It's in the studio, it's in the office, it's in the cloud. So the real question remains, are you directing the machine or is it directing you?
Thank you so much for joining me for today's explainer. Make sure you keep your actual intelligence sharp out there, and I will see you next time.